We welcome you to Southern California, Riverside International Raceway on an exceptionally beautiful, clear day. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bob Jenkins along with IMSA regular Bill Adam, and this is the Los Angeles Times Ford Grand Prix. Now, these drivers sometimes compete for 24 hours, sometimes for 12. Today's race is a 6-hour endurance, Bill.
Well, it's still a 6-hour endurance race, but because of the nature of this race, and particularly the track, it's basically going to be a sprint. You have to run a very, very fast pace, and it will see a record average today.
On the pole in car number 45, the Buick Hawk, driven by John Paul Jr. and Whitney Gantz. On the outside of row number 1, the Nissan GTP machine, car number 83, driven by Jeff Brabham and EFR Elliott Forbes Robinson. In the second row, on the inside, will be to the number 7 Mustang Probe, driven by Klaus Ludwig and Tom Gloy. Outside of row number 2, the Porsche 962, number 14, driven by Al Holbert and Derek Bell. In the third row, the Mustang Probe, car number 07, driven by Lynn St. James and Pete Halsmer. Outside of row number 3 will be the number 86 Porsche 962 of Bob Wallach and Paulo Barilla. Here comes the field off of turn number 9, and they get the green flag. The LA Times Ford Grand Prix underway, and John Paul Jr. grabs the lead at the start of the race. Here they come now up through the series of Esses that you referred to in the open, Bill.
There was a great example of being on the boost, as I talked about. Klaus Ludwig from the second row in the very small engine Ford Probe really had that car up on horsepower, and look at how tight he stuck on John's tail. This Buick develops probably 200 horsepower more than the Ford Probe in second, and yet Klaus is keeping that car right there, partly because John is running a lower boost and not using all the horsepower available, but also because he got such an excellent start.
Everybody moving up through the S's. Looks like everybody moving up through there nicely. Back here in the battle for third position, Jeff Brabham and Bob Lobenberg.
Bob has been closing up on Jeff for a few laps there. Oh, almost had contact there. In fact, he's been able to get underneath Jeff, and he's now taken over third place.
Well, it was a nice move there in turn number 9, but boy, he came dangerously close to that slower Camel light car. Bob Lobenberg has now moved into third place. We see Bob Lobenberg moving up to challenge his teammate, John Paul Jr. So we have the Conti Buick cars running right together on the racetrack in first and second.
Well, this is a sight that certainly has to make Phil Conti awfully happy, and the people at Buick as well. Being with them last year, that they hold a very strong spot in my heart, and it's something that just constantly amazes me how these little V6 engines that are basically taken from production blocks can get up there and challenge the pure racing engines like the Porsches. Bob is definitely closing up on John. You're going to see a pass here.
Lobenberg trying to move into the lead, passing his teammate John Paul Jr. Let's see if he gets the job done. Yes, he does. Bob Lobenberg moves into the lead at the end of the backstretch, entering turn number 9.
Without question, Bob has more horsepower available at this point.
And there is Doc Bundy, who is leaving the pits. He's been in there for several minutes and is many laps down. However, it's back into the race for Doc Bundy in that number 52 Hendrick Motorsports Corvette GTP machine. The pole sitter, John Paul Jr., who led this race at one point, is in the pits.
Very mysterious. There was no signs of smoke or any impending problems from this car, and I really don't even know what it could be at this point.
His teammate, meanwhile, Bob Lobenberg, continues to hang on to the lead here. And Lobenberg doing very well.
Both these Buick Hawks just look so strong today. Here's a second place car, Klaus Ludwig, still running strongly, and Al Holbert has dropped back a little bit, but I expect you'll see Al move up and try and take a challenge at Klaus in the near future.
And John Paul Jr., you were right, Bill. He was not accelerating and not moving out of the pits up to speed, and he has pulled that car off of the race course. So our pole sitter, John Paul Jr., appears to be out of the race.
Well, we started losing power. We had plenty of boost pressure, and all the temperatures were good, but just kind of losing grunt. And eventually, Bob went on by. It was nice running 1-2 for a while, but we came in, and they sent me out for experimental lap, and it just got louder and louder, so we shut it off and parked it over on the back.
Another car out of the race is Hurley Haywood in the Jaguar, number 04. He has gotten out of the car and has already taken off the helmet and waiting for help to get that car back to the pit area. Hurley Haywood in the Jaguar also out.
Yes. Oh, a beautiful pass. That's very difficult to do at that point. You're coming over the crest of a hill, and as you're putting on the brakes, the car tends to get light and lock up the wheels. It's very, very easy to lock those tires up and get sideways, and Al just did a perfect pass.
Oh, here is Jeff Brabham into the wall. We saw him in the pit area not too long ago, but now this Nissan GTP machine rests against the outer wall, and it looks like it's all over for Jeff Brabham.
I'd suspect that they've been having some sort of a suspension problem. You can see from the car there really isn't any damage to indicate a severe impact with the wall, and that's the outside wall.
And now the leader, Bob Lobenberg, has come into the pit area, and we're going to have a yellow flag because of this Brabham incident. Here also is the Klaus Ludwig machine. Al Holbert is our leader here as the green has come back out.
Well, once again, we've got the old master of IMSA back at the controls, and it looks that you can't count Al out. You let him sit back, and here we are early in the race, and already he's got a lead. Klaus Ludwig is still running a very, very strong second, and I believe 46. The Bob Lobenberg car is continuing on in third place, but it's awfully hard to bet against Al. He is such a proven commodity. He's so intelligent, and this car and the job that they do on the Holbert Racing crew is just, it's unmatched. Now here's our Corvette coming back up, just making a pass into, oh, there's hit.
Oh, tremendous.
Oh,
two cars flipping.
Oh, the Jag is flipped over very badly.
And now a fire breaks out in one of the cars. I'm not sure who is involved in this.
That's the probe.
The Ford probe is overturned and burning.
That's Lynn. You can see Lynn. She's in the car. She's moving her arms. Obviously, she's okay, but the car is on fire. It looks really like Doc has got into an area he just simply shouldn't be, and Chip Robinson is really a totally innocent member. There's the probe riding up on the rail and flipping on top of the rail as the Jaguar actually takes off.
Unbelievable. Now watch the Jaguar as it hits the dirt bank and then begins a series of flips and rolls.
Chip, one of the worst crashes we've seen in a long time. What happened over there?
Well, I don't really know. I was going by the outside of Lynn, and she had gone out of my peripheral vision, and next thing I know, I was sideways, so I don't know really what happened behind me.
As we come off a 9 here, I'd caught up to a 3-car train. I got one of them going into 9. The Ford was in the middle of the road, so I just zipped up the inside, and I thought I was all clear, and we went into the turn. All of a sudden, I got hit real hard, and it turned me around. What I don't know is how it happened, whether Lynn didn't know I was there and turned for the corner and hit me, or whether the Jag bumped her and turned her into me. I don't know, but all of a sudden, all 3 of us were gone.
He looks going awfully slow. There's a good reason for going slow.
Oh, he has no left front wheel. He's in turn 9, is going to make it back to the pit area. That's Brillen. There's the tire that has come off that car.
Well, there's just a slip that someone in the pit crew has made, and probably just hasn't tightened the locking nut on properly. Thankfully, these Porsches are awfully strong cars, and I'll guarantee this will be out underway very, very shortly.
Remember, we still are under yellow here because of the accident. The pace car is pulling off. The green is out, and Klaus Ludwig in the number 7 car is the leader. Here he comes down the backstretch, headed for turn number 9.
Just really in the picture all by himself there, and I guess it's one advantage that you have and you really don't think about by being able to start in front of some GTO or GTU cars. The faster cars are not allowed to pass anyone else until the green drops, but the leader, since he has no one in front of him, can get his foot on the gas very, very early, and look at this lead. Substantial lead.
In second position is Rob Dyson and Price Cobb in number 16. Then back in third position, here he comes off of the ninth corner rather, is the number 14 Lowenbrow Porsche driven by Al Holbert.
You notice too that Holbert has also crept up on the back, and here I think is where the Dyson Porsche may try a pass.
Good 3-car race. Now let's watch Dyson Cobb machine moving to the inside, and yes, taking over the lead.
Excellent. Good, safe pass. Very, very well done. He can get very deep into turn 9 before braking. No chance for Klaus to retake the lead. And in fact, Holbert has closed up substantially too, and I think you see Al probably do the same thing.
So the new leader is the Rob Dyson Price Cobb machine. Running in second place is still Klaus Ludwig in the Mustang Pro, but now here comes Al Holbert to the inside in the Porsche 962 and moving into second. Price Cobb here in car number 16 is the leader. However, right behind him is Al Holbert in car number 14, and we could see Holbert make a move here quickly.
I think you're going to do it.
Here it is.
Just incredible for a race this long to get this sort of excitement. It's fantastic racing.
Holbert moves into the lead, dropping Price Cobb back to second place.
Here's another very, very interesting car, this new Spice Engineering Fiero. last season in the WEC, the World Endurance Championship, these people won the smaller classification with their cars. Now they've come to North America, and the Camel GT Series is the benefit of their engineering. Oh, we got something happening here at the Esses.
Well, we have a car that has gone off the course. It appears to be the number 90 machine, which is driven by Les Delano. We speculated before our commercial break, the number 90 car, Les Delano, did get into the crowd, and this 12-year-old boy has been injured and is being removed to the hospital. We understand he is Andy Struppler. We are under green once again. Derek Bell is the leader. Right behind him, though, is the car driven by Paulo Barilla.
Just look at these guys. They're serious. Just flying down the Esses. Oh.
Barilla sneaks by Al Holbert, and so Paulo Barilla in this Bridgestone Bayside Porsche 962 has gone into the lead. Holbert once again making a challenge, and here is Barilla moving into the pit area.
This is a completely unexpected stop. I don't know what could be wrong here.
Well, the car is running so well, he just blew away from Al Holbert there when he made the pass, but now has come in for a stop.
There seems to be something wrong with the engine. It's revving up, and then it's not coming back off the rev, so it's hard to shift and drive. They look like they found a problem. I don't know what it is yet, but yeah, it cost us the race.
Now Klaus Ludwig, also in the Ford Mustang Probe, is slow on the track.
Unbelievable, everything happening at once here. Klaus is going to pull to the inside, I'm sure.
Yes,
I think he is. He's going off the track. He has something that he must feel is either terminal or requires he get the car at least to a safe place where he can work on it.
Meanwhile, on the track, Derek Bell is now in the car and is the leader with Rob Dyson right behind him. Dyson following Derek Bell now on the racetrack. And here is Dyson making the move and going into the lead again. It would appear as if that Lowenbrow Porsche may have a problem because it slowed dramatically coming out of that turn.
Just had no acceleration coming out there, and the Dyson Porsche was able to, well, I just noticed there in the camera he is still running, but I don't know what happened, whether he just maybe missed a shift or what it was. Going awfully slow here.
Oh, now he's stopping.
What is he doing?
He missed the entrance to the pit area, but just as he crossed the line, he slammed on the brakes and now turns into the pit area, but of course he's going the wrong way.
Well, when I got in, I had no big vibration in the gearbox, really from I think the differential area, and Al said look out for it. But I mean, as it was, I can only use fourth gear. I couldn't get any other gears at all. So I was just driving around in fourth, and then finally coming around here, I mean, the temperature was off the clock anyway. And I came out of turn 9, and it just sort of said goodnight, and that was it.
So Rob Dyson is the leader. Here he is moving down the straightaway. Oh, and getting close to, in fact, bumping one of the slower cars there at turn number 1. That's the same area of the racetrack that we had that terrific 3-car accident earlier.
That just had the potential of doing exactly what we just saw. Oh, now here's a 711 Ford having problems.
Yeah, this was the leader of the GTO class a few laps ago, but for now, Scott Pruitt and his teammate Bruce Jenner have some problems. They are in the pit area, but at the far end of pit road, so they're going to have to push that car back to their assigned pit area. And that means that the GTU class now being led by Baldwin and Miller combination.
That'll be a GTO class.
The leader continues to be Price Cobb in number 16. He and Rob Dyson hoping that this car can hold together for the final about 45 minutes now, and they can pull off a victory here. Here is another problem that's cropped up for John Morton in the BF Goodrich car, number 67.
Oh, yeah, from that much smoke, it will be a turbocharger problem. No question about it. This is unusual, actually. Nowadays, the Porsches have almost perfected the turbos to where they're foolproof units, but anything can break, and usually in one of these races it will. What a tremendous day for Dyson Racing and all of the fellas and their crew, having had 2 cars totally destroyed this year and taking this, virtually a brand new car, right out of the box and taking it to victory at Riverside. A tremendous achievement for them. They have really done an outstanding job.
Interesting guy here, Price Cobb, who has driven in Europe and driven all kinds of race cars, drove Super Bs for a while, but now is going to register, it appears, a victory here in the IMSA GTP class. In the middle of corner number 9. Now brings the car off the corner onto the straightaway. He sees the checkered flag in front of him, and Price Cobb takes the checkered flag. The Rob Dyson team has won the 6-hour endurance here at Riverside International Raceway. Now we move back to the other divisions. This is the Baldwin Miller GTO win.
Excellent, excellent. Very, very good win for Chevrolet and for Camaro. And anytime you can beat or even run with the Roush Protofab cars, you're doing a great job, and they've got to be pleased today.
Rob, it's been a difficult first part of the year for this team, but it all came together today.
Well, it did. 10 days ago, this car was nothing but parts, and the guys worked night and day, and what can I say? The thing worked the way it should. The guys did a super job. Price did a great job, and I'm just proud to be here.
The team really came into this thing with the attitude of, well, let's just at least finish the race.
Well, absolutely. You know, like I said, we've been working so hard, we haven't had time to even savor anything, and I know that tonight we'll have a chance to relax a little bit, and I know that then it'll start to sink in all the work paid off.